Kejap.
Oh, share content Oh, yang pergi yang dekat sebelah kanan kanan kat bawah kanan ada anak panah ke kanan tu.
Ni kita akan pilih share application ke?
Awak pergi ke yang kanan tu. Kan ada yang anak panah kan? Ada sebelah kanan bawah kan?
Ya. Ada.
Share content.
Ya.
Lepas tu awak pergi ke ni. Awak pergi ke share application screen tu. Lah mana pula link Juntek ni? Okey.
Sharing tu. Mana pilih macam slide.
Share application.
Okey, jumpa tak? Nampak tak?
Share application. Okey, dah nampak.
Okey. Okey. Lin boleh mula.
Boleh lah.
Tanya nampak tak video saya? Nampak tak muka saya?
Nampak.
Okey. Jadi nak tanya, bolehkah saya mula?
Mulalah.
Okey. Okey. Jadi Jihan boleh ke atas slide pertama. Jihan. Okay. Good afternoon to Mr. Hood. Thank you for Mr. Hood for reviewing us. We are our group member consists of Lim Juntek, which is me, Muammar Gaddafi bin Abbas, No Yusra binti Saruhidin, and finally Nur Jihan Natasha binti Muhammad Nur. For our assignment, we choose to do the ratio analysis between Apple and Samsung. Next slide. The content in our slide contains objective, where we will explain our objective of doing the slide and our assignment, an introduction, a brief introduction about why we choose to do or something like that. And the third is the background of company of Samsung, and the fourth are background company of Apple. And finally, the fifth is what is ratio analysis. Number 6 is ratio analysis for Samsung. Number 7 is ratio analysis for Apple. And number 8, we explain an interpretation from what we get from our analysis. And finally, on number 9, we will do our conclusion. Next slide. For our objective, we have 5 objectives. Number 1 is analyze and compare the ratio analysis between the two companies in the same industry. Number 2 objective is explain or interpret each ratio for both companies. Number 3, compare company. Number 4, provide overall assessment on the liquidity, profitability, and solvency of the company. Finally, based on the assessment, we suggest and explain 2 ways to improve the company condition, which is for the company that is fall behind compared to the previous company. Next slide. The world is always changing, so do people who hold the money. The quote of the meaning is that telling us that No matter how the world change, the people who hold the money always change. You will see in a moment why I mentioned this quote. Why we choose to do ratio analysis between Apple and Samsung. Next slide. "20 years ago, the world top-ranking company were dominated by oil company, automotive company, and research development company. For example, the American Ford Motor was ranked second in the world in 1998. Today, in 2020, its ranking has dropped and replaced by Microsoft, a tech giant company. Technology companies often referred as tech giant are companies that achieve success in business through one of the four types of model business. Both Samsung and Apple are tech giants that make profit through tech hardware. Hence, we take this opportunity to study about their company financial situation. So you really can see the effect of how tech giant company taking over our world. For example, previously we see a lot of cars that are like brand of Fords and multiple like oil company. But now in the recent trend, people are just caring about like how is Facebook doing, how is the Tesla stock market doing, is there earning money through buying the stock of Tesla or Samsung or Apple. This year, Apple also become the world's first company to reach $1 trillion, which is a very remarkable achievement in the world of finance. That's all from me. So I will hand off to Jihan to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, next I will present about background of Samsung. Samsung is the South Korean multinational conglomerate headquartered in Samsung Town, Seoul. It comprises numerous affiliated businesses, most of them united under the Samsung brand, and is the South Korean business conglomerate. Samsung was founded by Lee Byung-chul in 1938 as a trading company. Over the next 3 decades, the group diversified into other areas, including electronics. Samsung has a powerful influence on South Korea economic development, politics, media, and culture, and has been a major driving force behind the miracle on the Han River. Its affiliate company produced around a fifth of South Korean total export. Samsung revenue was equal to 17% of South Korea, 132 billion GDP. Next slide. Okay, next background of Apple. Apple is an American multinational technology company headquartered in Cupertino, California that design and sell consumer electronic, software, and online services. It is considered one of the big technology companies alongside Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. Apple was founded by Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne in April 1976 to develop and sell Apple personal computer. However, the high price of its product and limited application library problem as did power struggle between its in 1935 was not amicably and remained unhonorably employed, while Jobs and others resigned to form next. Jobs began leadership status, become CEO in 2000. Apple swiftly returned to profitability under the revitalizing different campaigns as he rebooted Apple status by launching the iPhone, opening the retail chain of Apple stores in 2001 and very numerous company to broaden the software portfolio. Okay, that's all from me.
Now it's time for me to present. I will present the ratio analysis for Samsung and Apple. Okay, what is ratio analysis? Ratio analysis is a qualitative method of gaining insight into the agency and provide stability by studying its financial statement, such as balance sheet and income. The cornerstone of modern equity analysis. For this assignment, do the following analysis. Number 1, loan ratio. Number 2, average correlation period. Number 3, profit plus total asset turnover. And lastly, debt ratio. Next slide, please.
Jihan, Jihan,
Yeah.
Amar is reconnecting. We wait for him.
Ratio analysis for Samsung. Early ratio. Current asset and current liabilities. Current asset 100. 55. Only yes. Current liabilities. Amar ada ke?
Amar sedang okay. While we wait for Amar, I will be continuing Amar's presentation until he reconnected. So for ratio analysis of Samsung, the current ratio, the formula is current asset divided by current liability. The current asset extracted from the statement of financial position from Samsung was 155,634 for 155,634 and $50,000 US. This is the current asset for Samsung during the year 2019. And for the current liability, Samsung current liability is $54,727,544. And from the calculated formula, we get the current ratio is 2.8438 for the current ratio of Samsung. For average collection period, our average collection period formula is account receivable divided by sales divided 365 days. From the statement of financial position, we get that the account receivable of Samsung is 30,143,757,000 US, while the sales is 197,690,938,000 US. And from the calculation, we get that the average collection period is 55.65 days. Amar, can you continue the presentation?
Where did you stop?
Okay.
Okay, you may continue.
Okay. Okay, now I will present the ratio analysis for Samsung. The first one is operation margin. To find operation margin, we must operation profit divide by sale times 400. So 222,222,000 USD is the total. The total of sale is 197,690 and 938,000 USD. The operation profit is 12.05%. Okay, to find ratio, total liabilities divide by total asset. So the total for total liability is 76,951,655,000 USD. For asset, the total for asset is 302,411 and 23,000. The debt ratio is 0.25437. And another one for debt ratio is 0.254. Next slide, please. Okay, the total asset turnover ratio is net sales divided by average total asset. To find average total asset must plus by previous year total asset divide by 2. So 302,411,23,000 plus 291 178,800,000 divided by 2. So the equal is 296,844 and 921.5 thousand USD. The total asset turnover is 197,690,938,000 divided by 296,844 911.5 thousand. So the total asset turnover ratio is 0.666. Next slide, please. Okay, so now it's for Apple. Okay, the current asset for Apple is 162,819 million USD. For current liability, 105,780 million USD. So the current ratio is 1.54. The average collection period equal to account receivable divided by sale, and in sale divided by 365 days. So the account receivable is equal to 22,936 million USD. For sale is 260,174 million USD. So the average collection period is 32.16 days. Next slide, please. Okay, the total of operation profit is 65,737 million USD. For sale, 260,174 million USD. For operation profit is 25.27%. So the Okay, the debt ratio is 0.723727. Okay, the total liability equal to 248,028 million USD. So the total asset 338,560 million USD. So we get the debt ratio of 0.7327. Asset this. Okay, the average total asset for Apple is equal to 338,460 million plus 265,725 million divided by 2. So we get 300 352,120.55 million USD. So the total asset turnover is 264 million divided by 352,120.5 million. So the total asset turnover ratio is 0.7388. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the corporation table for Samsung and table. Okay, the first one is current ratio. For Samsung is 2.8438. Meanwhile, Apple is 1.54. Okay, the next one is average correction period. For Samsung is 55.65 days. For Apple is 32.16 days. Below that is operation profit margin. For Samsung is 12.05%. Meanwhile, Apple is 25.27%. Okay, now is the total asset turnover ratio. For Samsung is 0.66 and for Apple is 0.7388. And lastly, debt ratio. The debt ratio for Samsung is 0.254 and Apple is 0.7327. Thank you. That's all for me.
To continue with me, current ratio. For current ratio, the current ratio is a liquidity ratio that measures a company's ability to pay short-term obligations or also due within 1 year. So to indicate the assets of the company are being used efficiently. They conclude that Apple has a higher efficiency in using the assets. Yet, Samsung with the higher ratio are much bigger or lower risk as it has more capital to pay back short-term debt. Average collection period. The average collection period represents the average number of days it's a credit proceeds at the date the purchaser pays for the sale. Company average collection period is indicative of the effectiveness of its accounts receivable management business must be able to manage their average collection period in order to ensure the work smoothly. For the above table, the lower days of average collection period indicate that the collection of payments is faster and are more favorable compared to Samsung. Operating profit margin. Operating profit margin is a profitability or performance ratio that reflects the of profit a company product, from operation period to separating tax and indirect charge. Hence, Apple, with the highest operating profit margin, are said to be a better company, as every $1 made, Apple made 0.25 cents of USD compared to Samsung that only made 0.12 cents USD per $1. Total asset turnover ratio. The asset turnover ratio measures the value of a company's sales or revenue relative to the value of its assets. The asset turnover ratio can be used as an indicator of the efficiency with which a company is using its asset to generate revenue. Since Apple has a higher asset turnover ratio that 0.7388, this means that Apple is more efficiently generating revenue through its asset compared to Samsung that has a ratio of 0.666. Debt ratio. For debt ratio is financial ratio that measures the asset. The debt ratio is defined as the ratio of total debt to total asset. Hence, as a decimal or a percentage, this can be interpreted as the percentage of a company assets that are financed debt. A ratio to it greater than number shows that the constitutional portion.
Ada. Dah sekali ingat Ada betulan sikit
In other words, the company an asset. A higher ratio also that a company may be putting as a rate of default on its loan if interest rate were to rise suddenly. A ratio below 1 translates to the fact that the greater portion of a company asset is funded by equity. From the table above, both Samsung and Apple has a debt ratio lower than 1. This means both companies are stable and more of their assets are financed through equity, meaning lesser risk. Compared to Samsung, Apple has higher risk as it has a higher debt ratio. Finally, conclusion. From our much success company compared to Samsung. The first reason is that Apple shows a higher and better management compared to Samsung and is able to generate more profit with its available assets. The second reason is Apple product has a higher turnover rate compared to Samsung. This means that Apple is much better to work with, and its company are able to collect back money faster. Speed note journey more than Apple. Samsung is a much lower risk company. It is because it has more reserve as indicated by population or current ratio. Being more short-term debt, Samsung is pay off better than Apple. Thank you. We hope ever have a good day and learn something new and useful. Thank you, sir.